Mm-hmm. Okay, yay, we're live. A little dance to welcome people in. Dance of welcome.
A little Shakespeare dance for you.
Put some little royalty-free Elizabethan music over this. Do, 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 do. That was a little Game of Thronesy, actually.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah. Okay, welcome to people as they come in. And Kara, thank you for being here. Also,
Yes.
welcome to you to my channel.
You.
I'm gonna warn everyone right off the bat. I'm loopy. I'm so tired. I worked open to close all week and then went straight to rehearsal every single day except for Friday when I went right to babysitting. And then today we had our big tech rehearsal. So I was at the theater from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And here I am, still in one piece. So I will probably be mixing up words. I will probably sound like slurry and drunk, but it's just because I'm tired, not the influence of anything else. So here we are, ready to go.
These sprints are vibes only.
Yeah. No planning, no thoughts, head empty, vibes only. But I did bring this back to finish.
Yes.
Did you finish?
No, I should have brought that one to read actually, but I have not finished it yet.
Threw it over my shoulder. Oh boy.
Maybe I'll get it during one of the sprints though.
I thought you were going to finish it last weekend.
I thought so too, and then I did not. I read other things. I know, but I think because like I knew that like we were all still reading it, and so when I had reading time, I was like, oh well, I shouldn't prioritize this one if I don't have to, because then I'll get ahead when I don't need to. But
yeah. Hey. Sarah was literally just telling me because she knew sprints were happening, but they would probably be too early for her to join. And she's like, I kept waking up stressed that your sprints were already starting, but they hadn't. And then I was stressed for you. And I was like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I also, obviously you can't see this, but I am wearing my Shakespeare themed socks today. So I feel very on brand.
Love that. Oh, speaking of Shakespeare themed, because that is the whole point of this. Look at what I just got in the mail. I'm so excited. So Shannon sent me this, one of my Instagram besties, sent me a Shakespeare postcard because she went to Stratford upon Avon. And she was like, here's something from his birthplace. And I was like, I'm going to cry. This is so nice. So this is like a precious piece of art that's, oh, well, I don't think I should put Shakespeare under Shakespeare, but somewhere on the wall, he's going to join in.
I love that.
So that is my new
A+ souvenir. Like, hi, I sent you something from like Shakespeare's birthplace. Like,
I know.
You're welcome.
She could have sent me like a piece of dirt in a baggie and been like, this is from Shakespeare's birthplace. And I've been like, ah!
Yeah.
So yes, very nice. Oh, let me remind people right off the bat, in case they don't make it through however long this will be for reading sprints, we have our watch along tomorrow. It is at what time, Kara?
I don't know. Let me pull up the tweet I shared but did not remember.
Yep.
Let's see. It's 9 p.m. BST, so 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern, I think.
Oh, perfect. Lovely. Yes, so we're watching Rosaline, which is on Hulu and apparently Disney Plus in some places. So highly recommend. I've already watched it once and I had a great time. So if you want a silly, goofy, Shakespeare adjacent movie to watch, you can watch along with us tomorrow, or you can watch it at your leisure and then go back and read all the tweets that I will be using to provide commentary on the movie.
Yes, because you'll be tweeting from the readathon account.
Correct. Yes. So that is where that will be. And it'll be there for all of posterity. So, if you want to watch the movie in 3 months' time, you can still feel like you were a part of the watch along and reply to the
That's right.
tweets. That's your prerogative. Sarah's a fan, so I doubt she'll be awake to watch it, but you'll be there in spirit, right, Sarah? You always are. I think I might do a fun, cute aesthetic timer today for sprints because that's what I'm in the mood for.
Sounds good.
Forgot the name of the one. I think. Is it this one? It is. Okay, great. How long do we want to do our first reading sprint for? I want to get into it, not because I'm so excited to read, but because I'm going to eat dinner in the first sprint.
Love it.
Let's go.
Let me see. We could do if you want to do like to the hour. That would be a nice long one.
That would be perfect. Let me set this up.
Okay. I'm our clock consultant.
The clock consultant. Okay, we got to turn the Pomodoro off. Okay, what's the math on this? Maybe let's chat for 2 minutes and we'll start at 25. You know what I'm saying? So I have to do less math.
So, right, because you're doing a timer. I was thinking, but you can just put the end time. Then I was like, no, not if you're doing a timer.
I can't. I have to math. And that means I also have to be ready to share my screen. Remember how to do it. Oh no, present. Not me exiting the studio.
I was like, did we lose Julia?
I'm like, how do I share my screen? Goodbye. Oh boy. Okay. Well, that's where we are. I told you it was going to be wacky.
It's just like that sometimes.
Look at that. Oh, I didn't mean to make it skinny. Is that better? Yeah. Okay, great. Wow. Oh boy. That's something. Okay, why every time I try to move the window, it's like, do you want me to resize it on the share your screen too? No, just share my screen. Stop resizing things. See, stop.
It's like we know what you're actually wanting.
No, not at all. But thanks. Thanks for nothing. Okay, well, I goofed around for 2 whole minutes. So that worked great. We'll be back at the hour. Godspeed, readers. Oh boy.
such a soothing timer.
Yes. That's why we picked that one specifically. So I don't have to do the little
Sneaking into people's headphones, like.
yeah. So the little gentle bells do the work for me. How was your sprint?
It was good. I ended up listening to my audiobook instead. So I did that while I wove in a bunch of little yarn ends.
Yeah.
Which normally I do at like the end of a project, but there's going to be so many for this one that I didn't want to. I didn't want to wait, so I started doing that.
What are you making right now?
It's going to be a wrap, like a shawl type thing. So
I love these colors. Do you know what me of? Like the back she wears in 13 going on 30 when she does the Thriller dance. Like that's the vibe. And I love
it's very like chaotic rainbow. So I'm hoping that it'll look intentional when I'm done and not just like I don't know how to color things, but we'll find out. We'll find out.
And were you going to say what your audiobook was before I interrupted you?
Yeah. I'm reading All 4 Stars by Tara Derman. It's the first book in a series. It's a middle grade where our main character is like really into like cooking and like fancy like foods and all of that. But her parents don't understand it. And she has like at the beginning of the book, she has like an accident with a flamethrower type thing because she's trying to make creme brulee. Like she's really young and she's like good at cooking, but she didn't realize, which I feel like is a very reasonable 8-year-old thing to do. She didn't realize that the things they use for like flambe is not just like a blowtorch, you know. It's like a specific one. So she has lost her kitchen privileges. But then she ends up like there's this mix-up that basically means that she sort of accidentally applies to a food critic position because you know that happens. And she like can't tell her parents about it because she's not supposed to be doing anything like food related or anything. So she's like trying to figure out a way that she can complete her first assignment without letting them know. So it's fun. Her parents are like a little bit ridiculous in the way that I don't know, because like it's supposed to be funny because like they are like so not like food people. They literally never cook. They like don't understand how like food even works basically, and it's to the point where I'm like, how have you guys not all gotten salmonella? Like this is just like
how are you all alive? Like what are you
like honestly with? Like they're talking about how like their like fish was like frozen in the middle, and I'm like, friends, you are adults, like I don't understand. But it's overall really like fun.
Temperatures for like, you know, beef or something, that's just like, is it cooked or is it frozen? Like, there's a pretty clear line there.
Yeah, like, and I feel like there's other parts of the book that like, yeah, okay, you suspend your disbelief a little bit that she like her assignment got mixed up with like the job applications and stuff, but like it kind of makes sense. It's like, okay, I see that the author put thought into how this feasibly could happen, but like there's some of these things where I'm like, this just like I'm distracted thinking about how this child is going to die of food poisoning, you know. It's just like
really taking me out of the story.
It really is, but like overall I'm liking it, and like the friendships are really fun. So it is a good one. But
yay. Okay, hold up your project again for me, please.
Yes.
Am I wrong?
It really does.
Come on. Come on.
That's what I should go for. Yeah.
I love it so much. I think subconsciously you're like, this is a good color scheme.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me get that back out of here.
I love that you had your evidence like ready.
It's like, I can support this.
Yeah.
I know. Well, I ate and managed to come back and read a little bit. So that worked out great for me. I do also, I want to read physically because that's what I'm lacking the most time for right now. So like now's the time. But last night I started My Calamity Jane. And as with all the Lady Janey books, I'm already loving it. So
yes. Okay, I have that one, but I haven't read it yet, so I'm very excited.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. Well, actually, I do know why. I was like, I don't know why I read My Contrary Mary and not that yet. It was because I had an audio galley for that.
Mm.
And so I had listened to it. And then I was like, I need to go back and finish Lainey Janie's, like the actual Jane series. But then now My Imaginary Mary is out and I haven't read that one yet either. And I'm like, ow.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they never
Okay,
missed
like
for me.
My Plain Jane got like such mixed reviews, and I loved that one. I thought it was great, and I feel like it's one where like it can work for a variety of like opinions on Jane Eyre, you know? Like it's different enough that I feel like you could, I don't know, theoretically I feel like you could enjoy it regardless of how
Mhm.
you feel. So, and it's
Yeah.
just clever and fun.
I think it's the one I remember the least of their books that I've read,
Mhm.
but I'm so deeply invested in the Tudor narrative that it makes sense
Right.
that I think more
Right.
of Jane and Mary than of My Plain Jane.
Yeah.
So,
I actually DNF'd My Contrary Mary. I was really sad that it wasn't working for me, but
oh,
I
bummer.
do want to read the other Mary books.
Aw. Well, let me, I was gonna say like I should find the scene. There's like a little I was gonna say Easter egg, not even an Easter egg. There's just like a fun moment later where Jane does show up in that one. So
Oh,
it's like, oh yay!
a girl. Yeah.
Yeah, a throwback.
I just like love the premise so much. Like I have so much respect for these authors being like, "Hey, let's write historical fan fiction for all these women who deserved better and sell it." I'm like, I love you guys. Icons.
I know. And the fact like that they're breaking the fourth wall to do it is my favorite thing.
Yeah.
That they're just like,
Yeah.
readers, listen up. We know that you think this, but this. We'll
Yeah,
explain
yeah.
why. And I'm like,
It's like
okay, tell me.
it's one of those things where it's like so historically silly that you actually learn things. Like because they'll make like a joke about how they've changed something and it's like a way of also incorporating actual historical fact. I like
Hmm.
it.
They've
Yeah.
already done that because I barely got into my Calamity Jane, but they like I already knew like the Pinkertons, but they were like explaining the Pinkerton detectives, and I was like, see, this is
Yeah.
useful information for the people who don't know.
Yeah.
But they did
Yeah.
it subtly.
Yes, yes. I can see how the humor would be very hit or miss for people, but like I have enjoyed it. I think partly because like it's just so upfront about what it is. They're like,
Yes,
we're here for a silly historical time. Like
I
that's what
know.
you're getting. Um I didn't like it as much in My Contrary Mary, but that was more because of like one recurring gag that they kept doing, which was like the one who was having visions and they were all like movies or
Oh,
something.
Nostradamus, yeah,
Yeah, like
or
that.
whoever
I
it
was
was.
like, yeah, I was like, I'm tired of this. Please stop. But like in general, I like the
It
humor a
was
lot.
to me. I mean, it's like the same as like the genie in Aladdin. So I was like, okay, dun, 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 I get
Yeah.
it. And for some reason, I can't explain this, and I don't know if it helped with the delivery at all of the lines, but anytime I get an audio galley from NetGalley, it's the same exact robo voice, but it's a really soothing, personable robot who I really like. Like, that's a good AI voice, and I just really like it.
A robot who would be your friend.
Yeah. A robot who I would want to like share things with and talk to
That's
when I'm sad.
that's
Um,
hilarious. I didn't realize that they did like uh mechano- mechanized. Not
yeah.
exactly the right word, but like
Yeah, they do have
interesting.
some that are like the actual audiobook, but then
Yeah.
sometimes it's just like it's
We're
like
having a computer read this book to
yeah,
you.
it's like instead of your phone giving you directions about where to turn, she's like, and then I went to the store and I saw him there. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
tell me more.
that's really funny.
A good one, I'm telling you. I like her. She's a good narrator, the
My
audio robot.
yeah, this is where we can all learn about Julia's favorite AI. Like,
Yeah, the only AI I like is this
yeah,
one.
yeah,
But yeah. So I think maybe that helped just because
yeah.
it was like less of a person being like yuck yuck. I don't know.
Yes, I could see that. Do you know what I just listened to earlier was the first, actually I read the first couple now, the Betsy Tacy books, which are like this classic series that like a lot of people like grew up reading and I just never did, but I've been meaning to try them because I have liked some other things I've read by the author. And do you know who narrates the audiobook for the first one is Sutton Foster? And she does an incredible job, and I am like heartbroken that she didn't do the others. Like there's no audiobooks for the others that I can see, and I'm like, I'm not even like, I feel like I'm fairly picky with audiobook narrators, but I was like really, really hoping that she did the whole series, and it looks like audiobooks don't even exist for the rest of them. I'm like, why would you do this? Why would you give this to me and then take it away?
Yeah. Why give me a taste of a life I can't live? I gotta check because I know I have it saved on Hoopla, the audiobook. I don't know if it's the one narrated by Sutton Foster. Now I have to find out.
Yeah. And it was great because I looked her up to try and see if she'd like narrated those other books, which like do not exist on audio, or if she narrated other things. And that is how I found that she apparently also came out with like a crafting memoir. And I'm like,
she's like a crafty girl.
I was like, this is very relevant to my interests.
Yes,
so.
Absolutely. Let's see, not best. Let's see. My phone is dying. This is not an audiobook. That's not helpful. Come on. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, we'll get there eventually.
You're building the anticipation.
I know, really. Did they take it off Hoopla? Where is it?
I think that happened to me because I was planning on, I think, like reading the ebooks for our buddy read of the Sons of Blackbird Mountain. I almost said Blackbird Pond. Different. That's a different book. And like they're not on my Hoopla anymore. So I'm like, did my library just like get rid of them? So I had to buy them. But
there it is. It is Sutton Foster. Yes. And it's a 2-hour audiobook. That's so
fast. And she does such a good job. Like, and also I definitely think that this is one of the cases where like it enhanced the experience, because I would have enjoyed it if I read it physically, but like she's just such a good performer. And there were moments I'm like, I was not expecting this book to like get me choked up at the end, but there's like a couple of things that happen. There's this like one conversation with the two little girls that I'm just like listening, like tears in my eyes. 10 out of 10 recommend. Like,
I love that. Okay, well, consider it extra on my TBR now.
Yeah.
So, hi, Kimberly. I was probably looking down at my phone when you showed up. So, thank you for joining us.
We were doing Sutton Foster research.
Yeah, it's important stuff. It's the Lord's work, okay? Oh, and I just love, I don't know if it's just because of her doing Little Women, the musical, but like, I feel like I really associate her now with like children's classics in a way. Yeah. So that's like a good.
She would be so good at narrating like so many children's classics. I think that would, Yep. I'd love to hear her on a Secret Garden audiobook, honestly. Yeah. Like her as Mary Lennox. I was talking about, I finally filmed my wrap up, and so I was talking about that gorgeous picture book that you gave me, and I'm like talking about it, and like every time I talk about Mary Lennox, I feel like I basically just say like, I love that little brat. Like that's honestly how I feel. It's like at the beginning, she's like, wow, what a little shit. I love her. Like
I guess that's me reading like 8 Cousins though. I'm like, wow, I love that little brat. Like,
yeah. That's valid.
Yeah. It's true. That's what we're here for. The book
that really is, what this is.
Email Sutton Foster, Sarah? Is that what you're implying we should do? She is inaccessible to us, okay?
Yeah, the Harper audio team maybe be like, please, I am begging you, commission her for the others.
I need more Sutton, please.
They're short. She could do it. Like,
good. I mean, what's she got going on right now? Is the Music Man done? Like, come on.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
Sure.
What was I gonna ask you about? I don't know. Sarah just goes, not with that attitude.
Find her on LinkedIn.
She's a Broadway legend, Sarah. She's not on
Resumes are for
LinkedIn.
losers.
I'm also, I know we're inside and this is going to be noisy, but I'm putting my vest back on because I'm chilly.
Yeah.
I can't find the other armhole. Okay, there.
We have had like perfect like late winter weather where it's like cool enough to be cozy but not like really uncomfortably cold, and then these last couple days is like, hey, is it July? And I'm like, no, stop it.
That is what we went through last week, and I'm anticipating it's just gonna fluctuate. Oh, wait, there we go. Wait outside the stage door. Ma'am, excuse me, Miss Foster.
I don't want an autograph. I just want you to narrate some audiobooks for me personally. Like,
my copy, Stacey. It's okay. Take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it would get her attention though. She'd be like, okay, I could get back.
It would certainly be, I think, a unique like autograph experience for her. I bet no one else has been like, could you autograph this as Betsy Tacy? Like,
I mean, it'd stand out.
Yeah.
I feel like that I want to be that person. Like if I'm ever meeting someone famous, I just want to have something that's like different for them to sign.
Yeah.
You know, like, will you sign this thing? Oh, you thought I was going to ask you to sign my book? Think again.
No, yeah.
I have this
fan
art from your book that I want you to sign, or like whatever it is, you know?
Yeah, or even like saying something when you meet them that is like more interesting or something, except that like one of the only times I did that, it did not go so well. It was the actress from Newsies, and
Cara Lindsay?
Like, what?
Cara Lindsay?
Yeah, and I just said something about like, oh, like that's cool. Like I don't know that I've ever met another Cara in person, and she just like looked so uncomfortable and weirded out, and I'm like, I'm sorry. Maybe she misheard me because like I don't know. I wasn't like, I don't think I was weird about it, but anyway.
Maybe she misheard you and she thought you said, I don't even care about you as a person, and she's like, well, fine.
Yeah, maybe
I guess
that's
I'll sign this.
Yeah.
True. I still can't believe that happened. Like that's surreal. You met Ben Barnes. You ever think about that? You probably think about that every day of your life.
It sounds like it happened. Yeah. Every day.
I don't think, I'm trying to think of like the most famous person I've met.
Yeah. But like also most famous is not always like the one that you're most excited for. Like I got to see Allegiant, which was amazing when it was in San Diego, and I got to meet George Takei and Lea Salonga, and I know, and like George Takei is like the huge star, and I'm like, I'm meeting Lea Salonga right now, I'm gonna cry. Like,
I almost cried. So when I went to, this is like too much of the story to set up. Okay, so my cousin entered a contest to see, remember when Once Upon a Time did a musical episode? She entered a contest to see like a preview of that ahead of it airing. Yeah. Which was like ridiculous because I don't even know if she watched that show. I was not watching the show anymore at that point, but she won it. And then, so it was in California. It was at Disney Studios in California. So I had just graduated college, and she was like, do you want to go to California on this trip? I was like, sure. And that was fun. Oh, I guess Josh Dallas and Jennifer Goodwin were there. I didn't really meet them, but I saw them. So that's pretty famous people. Long story short, though, was that we got to like tour the studio, and they have like the handprints of all the princess voice actors. And I was like, I was going to cry at these handprints. I was like, ah! Jodie Benson touched this. She touched this bronze. So
yeah,
that was life-changing.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. What did Sarah say? What about?
I think what I was talking about. I think so. Lea Salonga and
I love her so much.
She's so talented, and
so talented.
Yeah, and she also seems like a really lovely person. I know that you can't always tell that, but she seems like she would be a genuinely very kind person and like fun to work with.
My friend Katie, who is the one I used to live with, she, before we had lived together, or maybe before we were friends, had taken a trip to New York to see like a bunch of the popular Broadway shows at the time, which included the revival of Once on This Island, which I will never forgive her for. I know I wasn't invited, but I can't get over it that she was there, and that's my favorite show, not hers. It's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But anyways, it was like, I think most of the original cast, I don't know if it was the same Moon, but Lea Salonga obviously was one of the people. And then on top of that, who was the person sitting in the row? I can't remember who was behind her, in front of her. Ben Platt. And I'm like, shut up. You're so annoying. Like, and then he, I guess, knows Lea. So like they were talking and she was just like there witnessing it. Like,
Yeah. I remember when I was staying with some friends in England when I was abroad, and like they were talking about how they had like a vacation to the US planned, and they were like, you know, some fun things they were going to do in New York. And this was like at, I feel like the like rising like insanity about like Hamilton tickets, you know, where they were like gold and like nobody could get them. Arguably still, you know, it's pretty much always like that. But this was, I think, like the peak of that. And they were talking about the things they were going to do. And they're like, yeah, we have like tickets to this show called Hamilton. And I'm like, oh yeah, I've heard good things. Like it was really funny. Also because they're English. It's like, not really what I thought your guys' vibe would be. I mean,
yeah.
her husband is American. Like he emigrated a long time ago, but it was just really funny. Like they were like, yeah, I guess it's like pretty popular right now. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
I've heard of it.
Yeah. I know, it's like, I think I heard someone mention it once.
Ridiculous. Ugh. I wonder how they snagged them. That's so amazing, though.
I know. Yeah.
So
maybe like they, I don't know, maybe they like knew somebody, or like they knew like somehow about when the tickets were going on sale, and like they didn't know what show they were going to. They're like, just get us some tickets. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they won a lottery. Who can say?
True. Sometimes it's the power of the lottery.
Yeah. I mean, I hope they enjoyed it.
I hope so, yeah.
I hope you appreciated it.
Yeah. You don't even know.
Although I guess that's kind of like Americans being super into Six, which I also love. So
True. But I don't think Six like outwardly makes fun of America.
Right.
The way that Hamilton is like, listen to your dumb, stupid king. We hate him.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
With
and like the whole plot of the show, or at least like a big chunk of it, is like, hey, remember that time we kicked England's ass? Like,
yeah. We beat you guys so hard. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Like we won big time. I'm gonna set the timer to start at the half-hour mark. Well, not start it, but to read then. Do we want to? So that was like 35 minutes. So we want to go for like 45 minutes? How are you feeling?
Let's do it. Let's be bold.
Gonna go wild and crazy and add 10 minutes on the timer? Ow!
We're partying over here.
I feel so bad. It literally, so my friend is like hanging out for her birthday today, and they went to like a piano bar yesterday, and I was like, I love you so much. I cannot physically do either of those things. I just cannot do it. I will send you a present. I will send you my love.
Yep.
To put my body anywhere else other than my house at this point after the week I had, and also to like drink on top of that.
Yeah.
No, I just told my mom over the phone, I'm like, I want to sleep for 24 hours. That's my Sunday plans. Like,
yes.
So.
Was it you I was talking to, who you were talking about the, like, it's my time. It's free. It is my free time. Like,
what do you want my time for? It's free. It's not to give away.
Yeah. It's true though. It's like I feel like I have to tell people this all the time, which like I'm also bad at taking this advice, but it's like when somebody asks if you can do something, if your answer is like, technically it is physically possible, but it would be like so bad for me to try, it's like, then your answer is no, that you can't do that. Like, being able to do something doesn't mean like it will like negatively affect your health and your week and like, you know, all this other stuff. Like,
yes,
but
it's the phrasing of when someone goes, hey, are you busy Thursday night? And you're like, I have to say yes, because maybe I'm not going anywhere, but in my mind, I've scheduled that it's my free time.
Yeah, it's
So
busy.
it's
I
not.
am busy taking care of myself. Thank you. Like,
Yep. And I am literally, just because this is the theme of today, is me showing the evidence. We're going to play that video right now of Katya talking about her free time, because that is me.
You should do it.
I wish
Well, no,
somebody
it's-
else would do it.
Why?
I'm
Sound like
gonna-
you don't have free time.
Why are you quiet?
No, I have a lot of free time that I need to keep.
Please, I need everyone to hear this. It's important. Why is it muted though? It's not on YouTube.
I heard it when you were playing it.
Oh, okay. I can't hear it. Okay, carry on.
Oh, weird.
Do
I
it.
wish somebody else would do it.
Sound
I'm
like you
gonna-
don't have free time.
No, I have a lot of free time that I need to keep free. Because if it's not, do you know what I mean? Say you have a lot of free
Yes,
time.
I know what you mean.
Yes, that's what I love about it. It's free.
I told
It's
this.
not given away. What do you want my time for? I'm gonna get on my soapbox for a minute. It's
My
Neil.
soapbox.
I really love to be alone. Leave me alone.
That's me.
I really love to be alone.
I really love to be alone.
I love
Yeah,
that.
but I
Thank
say
you
that
for
all the
showing
time.
me.
What do you want my time for?
Yeah.
So that's also my soapbox, because Katya is another Taurus queen, a relatable figure in my life. Oh wait, okay. I was worried that we were past our time of when I said we were gonna read. I just remembered I have to send a work email tomorrow. Gross. Nasty. I mean, I really should have sent it today, but you know what? Don't feel like it.
Yeah.
Don't feel like it. So it's okay. Oh my gosh. I got some good news today. I'm gonna tell everyone here on the down low, because it's very few people and I'm not gonna name names, so no one's gonna know what I'm talking about. One of my friends in real life, like physically local friends, shared that she's pregnant. So I'm like thinking about that, and it's so exciting. So,
Julia's like mom form is like coming out.
well, our whole like group has been like, we're gonna be the like crazy aunties of the baby, the first baby, all the babies amongst this group. So
Yeah.
we're
Aw.
ready to love
Well,
them.
congrats to your friend.
Thank you. It's very exciting stuff. Oh. And my did I tell you too that my one of my employees who just left for maternity leave, she had her baby. She delivered it safely.
Good.
Baby Joey, which is very cute. And his middle name. So I'm pretty sure it's a family name, because I think that's what she said, like before they had shared the names, but like how they were deciding. But his middle name is Cullen, and I was like, oh, a Twilight fan. But I'm sure it's like someone's maiden name.
Right.
But I was like, Joseph Cullen, huh?
Yeah, that is really funny.
A little vampire baby.
I wonder if like they weren't like aware of the name associations, because if
No,
it's like a
she's
family name.
She's like 1 year older than me. She has to know that the
Okay.
Cullens are the Twilight vampires.
Interesting.
She's like, we're going for it anyways.
Right.
But I mean, you know, if you have the built-in family name excuse, you could be like, and it's not because of Twilight.
And then secretly you're like, maybe a little bit.
You're like, listen, I just can't help it. That series was addicting. Okay, sorry. Oh, noises. Discord. I forget what noises come from what sometimes, you know?
Yes. I thought it was just mine for a second, because I finally gave in and downloaded it to actually use. I still don't like it, but I understand it's necessary for some things. Like,
Yes, I'm the same.
it has its uses. I'm just not happy about it.
I know. I'm on so many Discord servers that I rarely use, but it's like when I have to be on there, I'm on there. But the only time I am on Discord by choice, Sarah's still in the comments, so she knows, is when it's gaming time because I play my little video games and I live stream only to her. She's my audience of one. And we provide commentary on the game.
I love that.
So there's, no gain other than hanging out. There's no financial gain. There's no notoriety.
I am
It's
only
just-
making joy from this.
Just friendship. Gaming time. It's a very sacred time. We are currently playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and it's very fun. It's like steampunky Victorian England, and there are twin main characters. So sometimes I have to be a boy, but most of the time I get to be Evie. And sorry for calling Jacob a boy. He does have a name.
You're like 9 out of 10 because sometimes I have to be a boy.
They force you on some missions. They're like, you have to do this mission as Jacob. You have to do this mission as Evie. I'm like, if you're not telling me who to be, I'm gonna be Evie.
Yeah, at least they both have required missions. It's
Yes.
not just like this is the dude club.
Yeah, no, it's
You have to
because
be a man.
and it's not like abilities as characters. It's based on like what they want to be doing. So like he's really focused on like building up their gang and their power in the area, and she's really focused on like finding this artifact and like getting the people associated with that. So it's like it makes sense.
Yeah, and at least they have like story reasons for it.
Yes.
We'll
And
let it slide.
there's a romance that's occurring, not with them, obviously. They're
Yeah.
brother and sister. I don't know if I said that. They're twins. The romance is not with them.
Cassandra Clare did not write this.
Yeah. Although the steampunk England aspect, I mean, pretty close. But deeply invested. I will say that much. Okay, I said we were going to read 2 minutes ago, so I'm going to edit the timer to reflect that 2 minutes shorter. So, make that 3 minutes shorter.
3 minutes shorter.
That way we still end on a nice round number. So we added a spicy 7 more minutes. What did we have last time? 35? Yeah, a spicy extra 7 minutes. Let's go read. I am at quite a part right now. I've gotten into part 3 and I'm reading Ophelia retelling her story, which first of all is great in many ways. But this, like Kylie Jenner once said about the year of realizing things, this is like the chapter of me realizing things. So there are several times you see me just look up and like
Have
just
a
like
moment.
remember or think and be like, wow. But before we get into that, Helen, hi, love you. Okay. Okay. I don't even know where to start. So I was reading it, right? But you're past where I am. Right?
Yes, because I'm on Cordelia's part, and I think she's after Ophelia.
Perfect. Okay, so I reached Horatio's name, and like a bolt of lightning, I went. I still Hamlet, Horatio, steamy romance on my Kindle app. It's still there. I forgot it's there. It's still there. So I'm like, are we gonna revisit that? Maybe. We'll see. I forgot that existed. Wow. So that was realization number 1. And then realization number 2 came when they were talking about Hamlet's mom and were being like, and then she married her husband's brother. That's nuts. They wouldn't do that so soon unless there had been something beforehand. And I'm like, well, yeah. I literally own a book called Gertrude and Claudius. And I'm like, am I going to be shipping them? Because that's my trope. That's my trope.
It is. Okay, I never thought about that either. That like Hamlet is like your vibe.
Hamlet's like, oh, that's so messed up. And I'm like, no, that's kind of cool though. That's a juicy story, Hamlet. I'm sorry it affected you so terribly, but
yeah, juicy except for the murder. Like that we don't need for the romance part, but
so Billy Ray Cyrus, much to think about meme, I'll tell you what.
It's truly the meme for every occasion.
It is an evergreen meme.
Yes.
How was your reading?
It's good. I didn't think this was going to happen, but I can probably finish this book during sprints tonight because I only have like 4 chapters left, I think.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but I'm like really enjoying it, and I think as the book goes on I'm liking it more because there's less of the like ridiculous parent stuff, and I really love some of the other adults that she has around her who are like encouraging her to like follow her passions. Like there's like her aunt who always like supports, like is the one who kind of like started supporting her love for cooking, and there's like the nice man who like owns the gourmet grocery store that she goes to, and there's like her neighbor who she's now friends with. His mom is like really into baking and stuff, and so she like is like, oh, it's so nice to bake with somebody, you should come over more often. It's just like really wholesome and lovely, and it makes me very happy to see her around people who value her interests. Also, the desserts they're making sound delicious. I am absolutely going to Google some of them, especially because one of them actually doesn't sound that complicated to make. Like it doesn't even require like actual baking. You make it sort of like pancake style. So having a good time. Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Midsummer's Mayhem because I still have never made any of the recipes in there.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. That would be a great All the World's a Page activity next year.
Oh my gosh.
We should
Grab
do it.
5 bingo board. I'm just saying.
To be continued. You guys heard it here first. Sneak peek.
Nothing's official, but
yeah.
The juices are flowing. I don't know why ideas are juices in my brain. That's kind of gross.
Just like massage.
You know what I think? It's kind of like I'm turning on a blender and then all of a sudden I'm like, yes, got it. The juice is ready.
That's okay. I remember I think after we finished East of Eden, because I read it so late into the night because I was like, I need to know how this ends. And as we all remember, that was a very conflicting reading experience.
Yes.
But I still remember, I think my Goodreads review that I wrote at like 4 a.m. or something was something like, I feel like I'm a very confused emotional smoothie. Like, which I was. I mean, I was telling the truth, but
Yeah.
I
think you really have a particular talent for pairing a noun with a food in just a way that's my favorite. When you have like word salad, emotional smoothie, like it just makes me happy.
Thank you. I can't take credit for word salad. I think I've heard other people use that one, but I do love it as an expression. It's great.
I've heard it recently, but you were the first person I heard say it. So in my mind, I'm like, Kara created that phrase. I know people say it like in Michigan, but they got it from Kara too.
They got it from me. Yes. I will totally take that as a compliment. I love being associated with like creative word combinations.
Exactly. Oh, so good. I know. I kind of had the same vibe as you though, because the other reason I wanted to read this was I was like, theoretically, I could maybe finish this depending on how long we sprint for, because I have like a third left, which according to Bookly is going to take me 41 minutes. It seems like the, not prose, but like the script sections slowed me down a little bit from the verse.
Because it's the only pages that are actually like filled with text.
Yeah, exactly.
But I love them though. I mean, even when she was just like setting up like the like beneath the trapdoor section at the beginning, I'm like, I can already feel.
Yes. Oh wait.
Yes. Or like when you show someone a picture of like a cute cat or something, and they're like, "Whose cat is this?" And it's like, I don't know them. It's just
the internet cat.
It's just the internet. Yeah.
Yeah, I have the opposite problem. I reference something and then I have to be like, this is the source of this funny thing. And you're not going to get why it's so funny to me, but I need to like over explain it. Like the one I do all the time. And I think I've shown my mom the same Vine like 6 times because every time I reference it, I'm like, it's this one. It's this. It's like this. I'm sure at the time he was like an older teenager. And then there's like this little girl who I assume is his sister. And he goes, Victory, do you love me? And she goes, no, too tired. And I just relate to her so deeply. No, too tired. So, yeah, that. Okay. I do want to talk about the like little script portion with you because I love every single sentiment that was said in that section, but part of me is like, I don't know if the modern lingo's totally working for me in this.
Yeah.
Because it was like, it wasn't just modern English, it was like even slang. And I was like,
yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I really like am enjoying or like appreciating what those sections are doing. Like I feel like some of the like descriptions, I'm like, oh, this lines up so well with the themes. But yeah, some of the word choice, I'm like, that is like pulling me out a little bit.
mm-hmm.
And it's interesting because like I remember from Blood, Water, Paint that there were sections of the verse that I thought were not as successful, but I think overall that one still felt more cohesive to me than this one does. Like, and I am still really enjoying it, but yeah, it's like, and also this is another thing, kind of like what you were saying about like, I love the sentiments of those parts. There are sections from these different characters where it's like, I love what you're saying. And if you like change just like one part of this sentence, it would sound amazing, but it's like not quite there. So like, I don't know, little things like that, but I am really liking it. And every once in a while there'll be like just a line or a paragraph where I'm like, oh, this is the good stuff. So yeah. it's definitely like working for me. But
yes, I have definitely saved quotes. So I'm like,
yes. I almost wonder sometimes if like with books that have those moments, if I end up thinking of them as being not quite as good because like the book overall, because I'm like comparing everything to those like really amazing lines, whereas with something that was just kind of like consistently good, instead of like moments of like, oh my god, I love this, I want this on my wall, you know, it's like I wonder if that comparison almost like hurts the book for me sometimes. But
Well, that's why my convoluted rating scale never fails me, because I can be like, enjoyment 5. She really fed us girlies, you know, that Shakespeare feminism. But then I can be like, pacing, writing 4. Like, it was great. And then there were some parts where I'm like, no, though.
yeah.
Although I did love when Cordelia was like, oh, look at you. You grew a little spine, a little hummingbird baby-sized spine. And Ophelia's like, actually, hummingbirds are incredibly strong. So funny to me. And I was like, wow.
Hummingbird facts. Like
Yeah.
yeah, my rating system is not mathematical at all, but it is working for me, and I really love that we almost always have the exact same rating, even though our systems are like not compatible at all.
It's a statistic anomaly. I don't even know what words I'm using right now. And pure vibes. I will both be like 3.5 stars.
Exactly. I love it. Well, and it's
full
when I'm
algorithm on
thinking-
my side.
Yes, when I'm thinking of like my ratings, is like I do think of similar categories sometimes, but I just like having the flexibility of being able to weight things more for some books than others, and being able to add things. And yeah, I think as long as people like you explain how you're rating, it's like I don't think it's a big deal. Like some people get like real mad about people who use star ratings, and I'm like, calm down. Like,
Yeah.
who is this hurting? Like.
That honestly would stress me out so much, to try to explain my feelings on a book just on vibes and not have any quantifying sort of number. Because, like, how do I express to you, you know, like a book that is really, really good versus like 5 stars, I wouldn't change a thing. Like, I would just be saying that every time. I'd be like, this book is perfect. I wouldn't change anything about it.
Yeah. Well, and I think also like one of the reasons I do like having star ratings as a component of reviews is that I feel like they can kind of do some of that. They can give you like they can put things like in perspective almost. So like if I am talking about a book and I spend a long time complaining about like one of the main characters, but then at the end I'm like, well, 4 stars, you know, that'll tell you that it didn't ruin my enjoyment. But if I spend a long time complaining about this character and I'm like, maybe a 3, it's like, you know, that character like really
dragged it down.
Yeah, which I think is valuable information. And like obviously that is something you're going to talk about more in the actual review part, but like I don't see why there's some people who are just so personally offended at other people using star ratings. Wild.
I can explain myself. Almost every single time without fail, you see me give a 4.8 star rating. It means I loved that book. It was so good. Characters off the charts, plot amazing.
It's
delicious,
the pacing.
Good content, but the writing was not 5 stars. That's exactly what that means. It's like you did a passable job of writing. You chose words that were good, not great, and everything else I loved. So a lot of like romance books will get a 4.8 from me because I'm like, oh, I don't know if like your phrasing was the best thing I've ever read, but the story, impeccable.
A word choice in romance is so important.
It's very vital.
I mean, we've discussed this. Like there are some words where I'm like, I cannot enjoy this. Like I just it's not my thing.
Yep.
Actually, speaking of Sarah, she helped me DNF Dating Dr. Dill because one of my absolute least favorite tropes is like very prominent in that book. Like,
No.
this grown ass man nicknaming is
Mm-mm.
like talking about it as if it were a person. I'm like, sir, please do not. Like, I guess there must be people out there who do find that appealing and or sexy because it wouldn't keep happening so much otherwise. But I don't I don't understand. I can't relate. Like,
But it's not like, I guess I'm just trying to think like, I mean, maybe, I don't know. I feel like there's not like women who do that, right?
it's like okay, I have had like friends like jokingly talk about like naming their boobs, for example, but like that's something that people say is like a joke. Like they wouldn't actually, like the only time I've actually seen people refer to them as if they were sentient is like in books,
Yeah.
as
Sentient.
like it's so weird. It's so
Yeah.
weird to
I
me.
think the only body parts you should name out loud ever are like your hands when you're jokingly being like, well, you're going to have to take it up with Roger and Michael. Like, that's funny to me. But like any other body part, don't name it. I don't know why I picked those names.
No, I love it though. Roger and Michael.
I almost said Roger and Steve. I was like, that's just Captain America. Backwards.
That would be what he nicknames his fists. Like Roger and Steve. Like,
And no one else picks up on it. And he's like, hey, this is fun. Ridiculous.
Yes, Sarah, you were of service. Thank you for helping me dodge that bullet. Thank you for suffering to protect us all.
Yes. Oh my gosh, wait, speaking of words you don't like, in a very different context today, at rehearsal, I used the word unsheath and I went,
Like, actually,
gave me pause. I was like, ah.
Yeah. Especially because I have read that one in romance novels. I'm like, please. No, like it's like hard to articulate the books that I think write those scenes well, but I can always tell you when they don't. I'm like, this is not. And I mean, obviously a lot of it can be just like personal preference or like what you like, which a lot of like romance reviews I think involve anyway. But I swear, like there are some
the most about preference of every genre.
But like there are some times where I'm like, this is just like bad writing. Like why are you using these words? Like I was watching Marinez, her video on Corinne, which I didn't even know about that whole like controversy until I started seeing thumbnails, and I'm like, wait, what?
This is a phenomenon now.
Yeah, and she was talking about like the love interest and the way that he is described in ways that are like so uncomfortable and just like so non-romantic, like beady eyes and things where it's like, this is not something you say about someone you're attracted to.
Yeah, my man and his beady eyes watching me.
Yeah. And like clammy hands or something. I don't know. It's like, these are not ever good things. Like, I don't know. Come over here with your beady eyes. Like,
bring your clammy hands over here, baby.
Yeah. Yes.
Wait, not the beady eyes. It's giving Coraline because the button eyes. Yeah, that's that same vibe, honestly. Oh my god. Yeah. I feel like in romance novels, I can sometimes be more forgiving with weird verb and noun choices, but it's like an almost immediate ick for me when like character dirty talk starts to go off the rails. I'm like, you know what? I'm done here. I'm over it.
Yes.
Oh, good ones.
Yeah.
Why?
I just hate the like. This is like one of the big issues I had with what's the name of it? The House. It's like one of those. It was like a mystery romance or something. It was real big. Widow of Rose House, I think is what it was called. Okay. And like people were loving that one, but one of the big problems I had with it was like the hero, who was like lovely, he was very sweet, I enjoyed him a lot, and then as soon as they're doing anything like sexual or intimate, he's like really bossy and like really like not not in a way that like the main female character could like reciprocate, you know, like it wasn't like they were both kind of teasing each other. He was like, let me teach you, like, because you don't know anything, you are like a woman and I am like the experienced man. And I'm like, what happened to like the nice person for the rest of this book? Like I hated it. So that's another thing, is like I don't like, it's like partly a language thing, but it's also like not like an alpha male person at all. Like,
yeah. And don't make him only become a gross alpha personality in the bedroom. That's weirder. That's worse. I'd rather him just be an asshole the whole time. Like,
yeah.
That I know what to expect.
Right. And then I can choose to DNF the book before that point if I want to.
Like,
don't spring it on me.
Mid-roll hero, I'm out of here.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my thing. I mean, I've gone on the record, and I'll continue to say, a virgin hero in a romance novel, that's the stuff right there. I love it. It always hits different. It's good. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Well, and that's like, honestly, I think one of the reasons why I am really, overall, there's been like one or two exceptions maybe, but I'm really not into the like historical romance when there's when it's specifically a man and a woman as the couple. Oh yes. God, yes, Sarah. When there's like a couple and the guy is like a duke or a lord or like in the peerage or something. And it's like, it makes sense that if you had all this power and money and privilege your whole life, that you would be an asshole and that you would treat women badly. Why would I want to read a romance about you? Like, I think this is one of the reasons why I love a like working man historical romance, because like they are often less of a dick. Like,
so true. Oh man. Sorry, I was trying to see. I like went on a whole mental tangent, and it reminded me of something I wanted to Google, and I don't have a conclusive answer to it. So that's unfortunate for me. That's it. A Leo, I don't believe that. Who decided this? 2 wing 3 though. Interesting. Okay, so. Let me back up and tell you where my brain has been today. Well, non-existent mostly, but where it is recently. So did I talk about this somewhere to someone? I don't know. I had an epiphany where every time I find a character so relatable, maybe this is you I was talking to.
I'm like, talk about
I think they're a Taurus, and then I look it up and I'm right every time. It's very iconic of me. And the reason my brain just went here again right now is because I was talking about virgins, and then I was like, Jamie Fraser. And then I was like, oh yeah, my Taurus king. And then I was like, oh, that's right. I wanted to look up Camilla Dunn's birthday to see if she's a Taurus, but we don't have confirmation of what her birthday is. But this website says her Enneagram is a 2 wing 3, which is what I am. So story checks out. I just relate to a different personality type that she is.
This just made me think of, like, I saw somebody describe, I think it was Myers-Briggs they were talking about. They're like, it's like astrology for your coworkers. And I'm like, yeah. Like, that's literally so true.
Absolutely true. Oh, man. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that a lot. What if I did that? Because I'm the boss now at work. Like, what if I made all my employees take a personality test at the beginning of the school year? I'm like, this is team bonding. This is us getting to know one another. And instead, it's just me, like, getting the scoop on them. I'm, like, kind of a hippy-dippy boss sometimes. I made everyone choose, like, create a mantra for themselves. I was like, I want you to have an affirmation that you can say when your day is really hard and things feel terrible, that you can say to yourself and remember, because it helps. It genuinely helps. Because mine is, and I shared this with them, I was like, my mantra for this year is, it is a privilege to care, not a burden. And I do say that on hard days, and it reminds me, like, that's good. You're doing good things for people.
Yeah, that's really beautiful, Julia.
Thank you. Came up with it myself.
Yeah. Wow.
So, yeah. If you need to borrow it, please feel free.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. So I say that maybe too often to myself because many days are hard at work.
Listen,
recently.
it is not a flaw to have to use your mantra a lot. I mean, in fact that means that it's good you have one. That it's working for you.
Why I
so.
put it in place. It's effective.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. When do we want to start reading again? Okay, for a while.
We can start at 45 if you want.
That
And
sounds good.
how long do you want to do? At
Well,
one
we should-
point, I'm gonna grab something to eat, but I'll
Mhm.
be back afterwards.
Well, that's what I was going to ask because I don't know what your evening looks like ahead of you, like where you are time-wise, if you're free, if you've got a point where you need to hop off.
I think other than grabbing something to eat, I should be good for a while. So, and I know that I'm in like the easier time zone, so I'm probably good to go.
I know. Okay. Because I do, like, part of me is like, maybe one more long sprint, but then the other part of me is like, I could finish this tonight and that would feel so
You know.
great.
You know,
So probably after the next sprint, I'll see how close I am to finish.
we can reevaluate. Yeah.
Because if
I know.
we
I'm
do,
hoping to.
go ahead. Did you
Oh,
wanna
I was
finish?
just gonna say I'm hoping to finish my audiobook maybe while I play my computer game. So
Oh, love.
because I
gaming.
finished, I didn't say that, but I wove in all my ends,
Yay!
so it looks more like an actual thing you could wear now because
Nice.
there's no little string bits hanging off. But I hope it turns out nice because this is a lot of work. But here's
think
my
it's so
rainbow of
cute.
chaos that still
I
has
love
knitting needles in it because I'm not done. I just knew I was like I was not gonna want to like have to do somewhere between like 50 and 100 yarn ends. I was not gonna want to do those all at once. Absolutely not. Like
Yeah,
so,
I think this was a wise choice on your
I think so
account.
too.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna set our next timer for 45 minutes because theoretically, Bookley said I can finish the book in that amount of time.
Can
or
we
less.
prove Bookley right or wrong?
I
Find out
have
here.
done both many times. So it just depends. Here, let me do a quick little perusal. Yeah, it's mostly verse. I think we can prove Bookley right.
And I'm actually wondering now if you are farther than me because I don't think I was 2/3 in.
Well,
But I don't know.
I'm estimating. Does that look like 2/3 to you?
Maybe
Maybe just shy.
3/4. Yeah.
But I'm like,
Actually, that would be more. Just
yeah,
doing
I
some
was like, that's
fractions in my
not
head.
how math works.
I was like, wait a second, no.
It looks like I'm about to get into Cordelia's retelling section. So I'm probably catching up to you right now.
Okay. Well,
Yes.
I must have read. I was thinking that I was still in like the first, maybe third of the book, but
No.
I don't think so.
You're
I
over
did not remember
halfway.
my page number.
Yeah, you're definitely on
That's
part
great.
3. I don't know what to tell you.
Good job, Kara. You read more than you thought.
Good
So maybe
reading.
I can finish it. Maybe I can finish it this weekend
no.
then.
Oh, Emma just called me. Dang it. Yeah, that's my new bit at rehearsals is because I'm the early childhood person. I just say good verb to anyone doing anything. So I'm like, oh, good helping, good listening. Like, so with you, I'm like, good reading.
Yeah. I love
Ow. Oh, sorry. My leg just cramped so bad. Why did it do that? And my friend is trying to message me. Hold on. But like video message me. Okay, it's time anyways. Okay,
Yeah.
bye. Hello there. Mission accomplished. Kara, come back to us. Okay.
Okay, I'm back.
Yay.
Sorry, I like literally had like a minute left of the audio when
You're okay.
we came back. So
The moment you, well, I only saw you mouth it, but the moment you said it, I was like, you're kosher. Because I was going to do the same thing. If I had like 3 pages left, I was going to be like, we're still sprinting.
yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, I just finished it.
What's your final thoughts?
It was really good. There were some really good scenes near the end, and I love the parts. Like I was talking about how I love that she's got, like, Gladys, the main character, has so many like supportive adults around her, even if her parents aren't necessarily. And there was a part where her teacher, who had been the one to encourage her to like work on this like essay contest and everything, she like called her parents, and because like Gladys had mentioned that they weren't super supportive, she like called her parents and was like telling her what a good writer their daughter is and how like talented she is and that she thinks she can really like she's really good at this. And she like read them her essay that she had written, and it was just like really lovely. So
Aww.
yeah, it was adorable.
I love that. Hold on. I'm doing math. I think I can do that math mentally. Yes, I can. Okay. Just had to make sure I wasn't losing it. So, all done. Good. I liked it. I wanted to love it. I really liked it. So it's a 4-star. It's like exactly on the nose 4-star for me.
Yeah.
And I think, again, it was like the ideas and the sentiment are what won it out. And I liked all the characters. I don't think it's going to bring down my rating. I wanted more Lavinia. I'm like actually mad.
Oh, yeah.
Because we don't get anything from her then. She's just there. It's like you told me it was about all 4 of them, and she's just there. And I get that.
She doesn't even get a point of view?
Nope. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I wish.
I thought she was just saving it. It was not there.
That is a bummer. And it's like I get. Sorry, go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, I think we're going to say the same thing. We're like, literally, I get it. She cannot tell her story. But isn't the point of this?
Yeah.
Is to tell her story.
Yeah. Like, because even she could have had her point of view section be like all internal monologue.
Yeah.
And that would have been really effective in a different way because the other women would not be able to like hear her, you know, but she still has like all of this inside. Like, it is a bummer.
Yeah. So that's cheesing me off a little bit. Some of the writing was a little overwrought for me. And then some of the writing I really liked. And then some of the writing we talked about with like the modern stuff, I was like, that's not working for me. So it's kind of all over the place. But the sentiment, so good. And I liked that's what I was going to do. I was like, I opened Goodreads for a reason, and then I couldn't remember what it was. I was going to say I liked her author's note, and there was a book that she referenced that I wanted to add on Goodreads to read at some point. There it is. Okay. So there's that. I'll be curious to hear your thoughts when you wrap it up. And I don't know where Mary Margaret is currently in it.
Yeah, I've been bad about like actually. I mean, I don't think I've read anything since we last checked in, so I probably was just like, I'll get back to it. But yeah, I'm kind of right now. I'm feeling like it would be like a 4-star for me as well, or maybe 4.5, depending on how I feel about some of the other sections. Yeah.
Yep. But I'll tell you what, sure do love some Shakespeare. Still love that. Oh, and I thought Ace Cordelia was cool. I was like, right on. Why not?
Oh, I don't think I've gotten there yet.
I think at the point you're at, she has said something where she's just like, that's derivative to make all love about like physical whatever.
Mhm.
And just kind of,
That is
they
right.
leave it, but she kind of expands on that a little more later. So
Very cool.
yeah.
I am curious to see if, I mean, she's talking about like the like suitors that have been like arranged for her and everything, but I am curious to see if they talk about something that like always it always hangs me up when I like read or discuss King Lear, because I'm like, I guess like spoilers for King Lear if you haven't read it, but I'm like, they literally just execute the Queen of France and like nobody cares. Like, what? Just I think that's wild. It's like, did you forget that she married like an actual king? Like that just seems diplomatically unwise to me to like to kill her, but okay.
True.
Yeah.
You're not wrong there. Oh man. Oh, Kimberly.
I mean, there is a lot of rash decision making by many people in that play, so I guess it makes sense, but
so true. They're not even thinking about the implications. Congrats. You're going to be in our same book finishing club for the night.
love it. Always feels so good to finish something during sprints.
Yeah. And just because I felt like I started the month so strong, and then I like DNF'd a few things, and then I got really busy. So this is the first book I finished in well over a week. So I'm like, yes. Feels good. And oh my gosh, you're not even going to believe, because remember how we were talking about Enola?
Yes.
Like, I was on my Hoopla app trying to pick a new audiobook, and lo and behold, what did I see? The second volume of the Enola Holmes graphic novels, and I was like, okay, I guess we're renting this, we're borrowing this one. So I started that on the way.
Cool. That's funny because I just started an Enola Holmes book last night. I haven't put it on Goodreads yet because I'm developing a bad habit of doing that, but yeah, I think I'm on the 4th in the series. I'm really liking it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love me some Enola.
Yeah.
Dana and I said we were going to buddy read the entire series this year, and we have not started a single one. Because we said, oh, we're going to re-buddy read. I don't know. What do you call it if it's a reread, but you're buddy reading it, and when you originally read it, you also buddy read it? Is there a name for that?
Re-buddy read? Yeah. Like
we're re-buddy reading The Guinevere Deception.
Oh, boy.
Because I read the first book before her, and then reread it with her, and then we both read the second and third books together. And I was just missing my peeps, okay? I was missing them. And so we were like, but that was in December. And so we were like, we'll reread the Guinevere, the Camelot Rising trilogy. And then if we do all the Enola Holmes books, then, oh, and we also have to finish the Sinister Summer series.
Yeah.
We had like this plan where we're basically going to like buddy read one book a month, and we would have like the whole year filled up.
It's April. How's that going?
Still on the Guinevere Deception. It's going great. Like, how embarrassing to be like, here it is, one of my favorite books of all time. I'm 50 pages into my reread, and I have been for 3 months.
It happens sometimes. I feel like it's especially easy to do that with rereads because you can like talk yourself out of like, it's like, oh, well, I have these new things that I need to read or I want to read. So like, I can put this on the back burner. It's like, okay, but eventually you need to take care of that back burner. Like that's a very full back burner.
Yeah. Before everything at the bottom starts to turn black and crispy. Okay. You gotta get to it at some point.
Turn off the back burner at some point.
That's true. Either turn it off or take it off the back burner. These are the options.
Yeah.
Oh. But yeah, because it's true. It's like I'm not gonna forget what was happening. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I know what's happening here. I'm not gonna forget who these people are. But distractible.
I saw my.
Mhm.
Sorry,
Yep.
I guess I didn't sleep much last night. It's like not even that late for me.
No, it's okay. Once we're done chatting, I'm to bed. Home again, jiggity jig.
Yes.
There wasn't like
I
a way
was-
to turn that into the bed phrase.
I was looking at my like Goodreads page and it says I'm currently reading 6 books and I'm like, really? Okay.
Are you?
But a couple of them I haven't picked up for a while. One of them at least is one that I started during our last sprints. So
Okay, well,
just
that's
happens.
not bad.
Or like
I
our
mean-
first sprints even. I don't know.
no one can top me. I'll just read something forever. I've been 1/3 of a way through A Siege of Storms, or was that what it's called? A Storm of Swords. That's what it is. The third Game of Thrones book. I've been 1/3 of the way into that book for about 2.5 years.
I think that's
And
pretty
I'm not
standard.
DNFing it.
Yeah. I think that's pretty standard with those books though. Like I hear that from a lot of people actually. So
Okay. Maybe I'm not special. Maybe I'm just one of the many. Is that it? What else is crazy? Oh my gosh, you're never gonna believe. So I got you know my tradition, my New Year's tradition, right? Which is the choose your own adventure.
Mm-hmm.
So I failed it this year. And I felt really bad because it was a book that Yulia sent to me for my wish list. And I was like, that's so nice. And I like put off, or no, not this New Year, last New Year. Jeez, that's how long it's been. Okay, I failed it last year. So, and I was like, but I'll still read the book.
Yeah.
Didn't. It's just been sitting there. And then for my birthday, like right now, about to be, the family who I nanny for, who I've been watching their son for like the past 5 years, since he was a baby. And they're so sweet and they are like the kindest people. They're so nice to me. And his mom's like a reader. So, and they know because every time like he was taking naps, I'd be sitting there on their couch with a book. Like I would not turn on their TV. I would like glance at my phone occasionally, but I read books while he's sleeping. That's my thing. So they know I'm a reader. And I must have told them about my tradition at one point because I just got like boxes of things that I did not order. And I was like, what's all this? And they sent me one, that same book that I didn't finish. 2, My Lady's Choosing, which is a great choose your own adventure book that I've already read and owned. And then one more that I don't own and haven't heard of, and it sounds fun. It's like the 80s. But I was like, dang it. They're so nice. And now I have to be like,
I know. It's like it's always like, should I tell them or not? You know, like
oh, I'm not telling them. I'm gonna be like, thank you so much. That was so thoughtful.
I usually don't too. And because also like the act of gifting is still something you're thanking them for. You know, like it's but I know I always feel so bad when that happens, which is why I feel like I am a very frustrating person to bookshop for because like I don't have like an owned TBR shelf on Goodreads, you know. There are things that I own that are not even on my want to read list. Like it's a mess. It's a mess. So
you keep us
I
guessing.
feel like that's why wish lists are a good way to go. But
Yep. So
but that's
so
very sweet
nice.
of them.
So sweet. So thoughtful. I have some other books from them that I still haven't read. Particularly, I want to read Iron Widow. That's one they gifted me.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And a couple like random thrillers, but I was like, these sound fun. One has a widow in it. I'm like, okay, I'll read this thriller. Okay. On that note, should I sleep? I don't know what you're gonna do.
I
don't
like
think you're gonna sleep yet.
go to sleep, Karen. No. I might try and get some more read in Enter the Body, but more likely I will keep reading the Enola Holmes and actually put it on my Goodreads shelf.
Go girl. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'll do before I go to bed. Is I'll put Enter the Body in on Goodreads, so that way it's legit.
Yes.
How many books have I read this month? I'm suddenly questioning. I am on set for like my annual goal, so that's good at least. Oh. Okay, yeah, I'm okay. This is like the 6th thing I've read in April. That's not terrible for me. That's pretty on par.
And you're very busy too, so.
Yeah. So I'm doing great. Okay. I'm doing wonderful. And only 2 of those were audiobooks, and I've DNF'd a couple things. So really I've read more, just not all of it actually counted. And I'll probably finish my Calamity Jane. We've got like a whole slightly over a week. So I can do that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, keep nodding. Tell me I can do it.
No, you can.
I think I can too. I listen to everything at least 2 times speed, so
Yeah.
very feasible.
Yeah, I was listening to mine sped up as well. It's actually easier for me. Like, I think it's easier to keep track of the sentence because we've talked about this. I'm not great with auditory processing, so it actually is easier for me to read something that is closer to like my reading speed, you know, like internally. So
Well, and this might be just an altered perception because I'm so used to not listening to them at regular speed, but like genuinely, I think audiobook narrators read way slower than people speak. Like this would be like 1.5, 1.75 times speed of an audiobook, the way I'm just talking right now.
Yeah, it's so true. And I get that. I'm sure that's intentional because like they, you know, you're performing something, number one, but like number two, they're probably thinking of it being easier for people to understand and follow if they do read slower. But like I definitely agree. I feel like it is like way slower than is realistic.
Yeah. Like I would be thrown off. I'd be like, why is everyone in this book like talking to each other like they are like not listening? Like, hi, how are you? I'm like, okay, just have a conversation.
Yeah.
Are you
Like, we
talking
could have been
so
done.
slow? Oh yeah, because this is an audiobook. And
Yep.
we're in an audiobook world, and that's how we talk to each other here.
Right. We're in the alternate dimension of audiobooks.
Yeah. I'm just, because we're talking about audiobooks, I'm still thinking about my Calamity Jane. Very curious to see where it's going to go romantically, because we always get such interesting romance, I think, couples in the Lady Janie's books, and I just don't know anyone's deal yet. You know, like we just got here. So we've got like 2 characters who the one is like, ugh, I can never like a guy like him. And I'm like, is that you could never like a guy like him, or you could never like a guy like him?
Yeah, yeah.
Which one is it?
Do you mean actually, or like...
Yeah, I'm like, either you guys are going to be the cutest couple, or you are sapphic, and I don't know which yet. Okay, like one of the 2.
I also love the way you said like. I think you said like I just got here or something. And I'm just picturing you like in the group of these characters. Like I just got here. Like who's in love? Like spill.
That pretty much is how I enter every book. I'm like, look, I just got here. I gotta know what's the tea. Who's got tension?
No, like okay. I think we talked about this. I'm like back in my K-drama like phase.
Ooh.
Which I love. There's some really, really good ones that I'm watching right now. And like, that's me every time I start one of these, which to be fair, a lot of Korean dramas, at least that I've seen, they do tend to have like secondary couples and, you know, like all of this. So it's not like they're a big fan of the pair despair trope, which I'm not mad at. I like it. But like, that's really me. Anytime I like start a new one, I'm like, we're on episode 2 and they just had this kind of interaction. I'm like, you guys are giving me like secondary couple vibes. I think that's what happened. Actually, one of the ones I'm watching right now, there's this one pair of characters who like keep like running into each other in like weird ways. And I'm like, normally I feel like this would be a secondary romance, but one of you is kind of a bitch. So I don't know if this is actually like, and not like a not like a likable bitch, like a you actually seem kind of terrible, and I don't
You
think
tried
we're
to
gonna pair you with someone especially because this guy is really nice. But maybe I don't know. I'm
Maybe it's a chance
intrigued.
for some character development. We'll see.
Yeah. I don't know, but anyway, all that to say, I'm like I just got here, but what's going on?
But what's the vibe?
Yeah, tell me.
Okay. Well, thank you to everyone who popped in during sprints,
Yes.
and of course to you, Kara, for joining me because it's
Thank you for
always a
having
delight.
me. Yes, for our Shakespeare loving time.
We did this for 3.5 hours. It did not feel like 3.5 hours.
And we
I thought it
both
was
finished a
gonna last,
book.
like, 1.5 hours.
Yeah.
But yay. And our watch along is tomorrow. So go to the Worlds page, Twitter. That's just what the Twitter is, but it's all the Worlds page. You know, I said I was going to be world salad. I'm the most diverse salad you've ever seen. I'm a world salad.
I'm not a very word salad. I'm a cool word salad.
I said I was going to be word salad tonight, and I meant it. I almost said world salad again just now.
Let's just like give up on that.
Maybe that's not the phrase. But yes, go there because we're watching Rosaline tomorrow at approximately 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern time, 9 p.m. British time. Those are time zones. And I can't even remember now. I'm trying to remember if like Rosaline is how they pronounce her name in the movie. Because, you know, some people say it different ways.
Right.
Forget.
Well, and also it's like some of the names they use in Shakespeare. It's like every time I say the name Paulina from Winter's Tale, I feel like I need to clarify. It's like I know how to pronounce that name. Shakespeare didn't. So that's like,
it's not me, okay?
It's
Will.
not me.
Take it up with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's gonna be a grand old time. We're gonna be laughing. We're gonna be grooving to the great music. We're gonna be ogling the eye candy. And we're gonna be, what's another thing we could do during the movie? Tweeting commentary about how different it sure is from Romeo and Juliet. But Romeo's a himbo, so that's fun. That's always a good time.
I really hope I am able to get a hold of it in time, but
Me too.
you guys will take it otherwise. So
thank you. Yes, we'll still have a good time. And if you miss it, you can read my tweets later.
That's
like
right.
I was talking about, and be like,
I might actually like. It would be an interesting experiment to like read them with no context and be like, what do I think happened in this movie?
Yeah. Why did Julia just tweet 6 eyes to the side emojis? What does it mean?
Yeah.
Like that's the whole tweet. It's just like eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good night. I'm losing it. I'm loopy.
Yeah. Thank you for hosting these.
Always a delight. Ending the broadcast. Good night.